Okay, super excited to share with you guys my box that I got from Joann's, and it was blank. And I decided to Zentangle on it, and it is about 12 inches by 9, and I've tangled all the way around, as you can see. And once I got done tangling, I covered it with Mod Podge, and that will help to protect. So if I lay something on top of it, it doesn't scratch off. And then I have decorated the inside. I put a little pocket to hold some little instruction booklets and created all of these individual boxes for the inside to hold my Zentangle supplies. So I am going to show you guys how I put this together, and hopefully it will inspire you to make one of your own. Okay, great. Stay tuned. So here we go. I have already put together my pieces, and so I'm going to just measure them out, give you the measurements. You want to make sure you leave just a little bit on either edge. I kind of want this to be a snug fit, but I don't want it to be so snug that you can't get them in and out. So I'm just kind of experimenting here, but you can see that it stands out about, an inch or so over the top. You could do the box the full size if you want, but that's up to you. So once I get those measurements out, I am showing here that each piece is 6 inches from top to bottom, and then the one in the middle 3 5/8, and then I've got it 2.5 inches tall. So those are your measurements. Now go pick a piece of paper. You can do any colors you want, and I'm doing a variety of colors, but this is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and it should fit in there nicely. So those are your measurements, and I'm about ready to get going here. So let me pull my mat in, and here we go. So as you can see, I have taped them. You don't have to do that. That's totally up to you. But regardless, as I was kind of trying to makeshift this, I figured out, wanted to go ahead. You can use tape or you can use glue, double-sided tape or glue, and start putting that baby together. In the video world, we're able to go quickly through that. And so here, voila, we have the tape on all of them. So I will just start taking it off of all of the pieces. There are various ways you can go about this, but however you decide. I go ahead and just rip them all off. I'm the, fake it until you make it kind of person. I don't want to be a perfectionist, but at the same time, somewhat precise. So anyway, I lay that sucker down, make sure it's pretty close to even, press it all in, and you can see here that on the right hand side it is a little bit smaller. No big deal. So my video cut out, but what I'm explaining here is that you just want to leave about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Probably 1/2 inch would be better. If you go too small, it's okay. We don't live in a perfect world. So then after you've cut around the edges, what you want to do is you want to cut the corner off. Do not cut it right exactly up to the corner. Leave a little bit of a space there, and I'll explain why you want to do that here in a minute. Yeah, I'm showing here. Leave a little bit of space. It doesn't have to be perfect, This is kind of just first of all, it's a box inside of a box, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then cut in to each of these corners, and you will be able to fold those little flaps up here. So again, we're going to put tape on these. And you could use glue if you wanted. And the tape just, there's no drying time involved here. It's a little tedious as you try to tear off each of these pieces. But, anyway, so we've got we've got every flap here taped. And so you just peel it off, you fold that over, and you're done. Easy peasy. So you want to make sure, though, that you do get it as tight as possible to the end because you don't want, wrinkles and whatnot. So there you go. And then I'm going to finish putting some tape on the rest of these flaps. I left that one off because I wanted to remind myself not to stick that one down until I have everything else done because I'm notorious for lick 'em and stick 'em, and I'm not paying attention to what I am doing. And the next thing you know, it's glued down and I'm like, oh, crud. So I intentionally left that off so that I didn't mess myself up because I'm known for it. Now I'm back down to my last two flaps here. And so you can kind of just push your thumbnail into that or fingernail into that. And then when you fold it over, it gives a really clean look. So if you don't pinch it in and fold it over, see, it gives like a sharp point. So this technique is brilliant. I don't remember who I learned that from, but boy, I tell you, that was the best. Okay, either inside or outside. I've decided outside because I think it just gives a better overall strength to the project. Backside, just keep it as tight as you possibly can and seal that. Look at it, perfect. Perfect. All right, so the inside of it, I don't like that, so obviously I'm gonna cover it because I am a little bit particular about certain things. So what I'm doing here is going to figure out how wide I need it. It does not have to be exactly the same size because as you see, there's patterned paper around the edges, so I'm gonna do it just a little bit shy, which is about 2 1/4 by, say, 3 1/2. Okay, I'll need 2 of those. So let me just grab, and I don't have that exact same paper. No big deal, just use whatever paper you want. On the inside of it, on the inside of a box, on the inside of a box. So yeah, just, I'm learning to relax a little bit and let go of some of that kind of stuff. So there we go. We're going to just slide that in there. And perfect. I think that's great. And then I want a piece on the bottom, but since I don't have any border, I'm going to make it exactly 6 inches by 3 5/8. And that should just lay in there perfectly. So grab my sheet of paper and do my measurement. And just like I thought, fits right in there. Perfect. Yay. Okay, so I've got my sheets here that I've just cut, and once again, I'm going to put some tape on. Now this time I think I'm only going to go on the long sides of it, and then I'll probably add a little bit of glue. But since these are going on the inside, I'm not as concerned, and at some point I'm going to learn how to stay in frame of the video. Anyway, so here we go. This is funny. Doing these voiceovers is challenging, I'll tell you that right now. So I'm just about done. I did not do the magic of video here. But all right, there we go. Now this one, I'm going to go ahead and put it on both edges just because I want to make sure it does stick down on the bottom. And then I think I will go ahead and entertain you off screen. How's that? You like that? Can you see exactly what I'm doing? Yeah, that's what I thought. You know, you start doing these videos and you realize I can't criticize other people because you get absorbed in what you're doing. You don't realize. So, okay, anyway, thin layer of glue. Lay that bad boy down in there and press it in. There I go. After I'm done, I move it into the shot. That's great. Good one, Jonesy. Okay, let's rip those other ones off of here. And a little bit of glue. Very light glue. You can see I barely put any on. And then I press it down to the bottom first and then start securing it, go across. That's really the easiest way that I found, but anyway, I will do another one here right now where I'll show you. I'm testing to make sure that that fits because I realized I don't think I had tested it. So put a little bit of glue, and I will actually show this one a little bit better this time. There you go. Just get it down to the bottom first, then secure it. Perfect. Perfect. All right, we're done. And I'm going to fill this thing up now with my Zentangle cards. These are the 3.5 by 5. And I am so excited about this box. You cannot even imagine. Isn't that cool? Look at it, and then it's just going to fit right in. Okay, so here I'm going to do the same thing. So for the smaller little bijou tiles that are 2 by 2, I'm just going to make it 2.5 by 6. You can change your measurements to whatever kind of boxes you want on the inside, but I actually am making more smaller boxes than I am the large box. So I need 3 of those across the side and then 2 the same size for the ends. And this one I am going to put just a little bit of glue. I don't know what possessed me there, but I decided to, since probably I had it out. And I love glue. Everybody who knows me knows I love glue. Now this way allows you to measure a little bit better before you adhere. Once you get that in place, don't forget to leave a 1/2 inch. Then you can drop it down, secure that center one, and you're good to go. So you do the same thing with this one that you did with the other. And there you go, is another box. Now this is one of the first ones that I did, but what I wanted to show you is the divider. So I have a bunch in this first one I did not actually have anything on the bottom, which is okay too. That's up to you. But I created this little divider piece so that I could keep the ones that are completed bijou tiles separate from the blank. And love it. So I just wrapped that with the same color that was on the outside, cut a little thumb out, whatever, I don't know what you want to call that. But anyway, there it is. Alrighty, so I'm gonna make the pocket that goes inside, and I'm gonna score this at 5 inches, okay? 5 inches. And then I'm going to score at 1 inch, and then at 1 inch on both sides. Okay, and that should leave me 9 inches in between. And then on both of the outside edges, I'm going to score another 1/2 inch. And then on this side, same thing. I'm going to score another 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. So I'm lining that up not with the 1 inch, but with the 0.5. And then that way I know that my score is going to be another 1/2 inch. If you wanted this to be, say, you know, an inch. This is your depth, okay? So when I have it in the box, this is how much depth I'm gonna have, which is probably sufficient. I don't want to put too much stuff in, and no matter what I put in here, I have to leave room so that it doesn't butt up against the other boxes. So I've done that. And then same thing here. I want this depth to be the same as the other. So the trick is, you can see where this comes in. This is going to be the front. And then this is the depth. So this is the side. And this is the side. And this is the bottom. Okay? This is going to be on the back or on the inside. You'll never see it. So what I want to do is I want to be able to fold this all up and fold these pieces in, right? So I need to cut away and the reality is I probably can cut away all of this. And let's just try that here, and I'll see if my theory's right. If I cut this away, and I can't remember again, I just kind of make stuff up as I go. Okay. So I'm going to cut that out. And then that way, I know this is going to be on the inside. You can do it this way or that way. And then I'll put things in, and it's just hidden. If you want to trim this down too, you can do that. So that way it's, stick a blank piece of paper in here, you know, it doesn't get in your way. That works. Okay, so let's do the same thing on this side, and then that should give us exactly what I'm looking for. I'll go ahead and take my scissors and cut this at an angle. Now, what does that really do for me? Not much. Okay, the reality is not much. So now I'm going to put tape. I'm just going to put a piece right here. I'm going to go ahead and take that up. And then I'll cut that away in a minute. Same thing here. And then I'll just trim this off here because we don't need it. Trim it off over here. Don't need it. Stick those somewhere that they don't end up in bed with me tonight. Peel this off. And then I'm going to just fold that right up to the edge. Now, if I'd have been really thinking clear, I probably wouldn't have put this here and just waited, but that's okay because I'm going to stick it in my box. So fold that up. Okay. And then I'm also going to need another piece of score tape, probably quite a few, to put on the back side of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and put tape on the back side of this, and that way I can get it in the box. And I'm going to tape it up pretty good because I don't want this going anywhere. If you want to add a little bit of glue, you can add a little bit of glue. Okay, it's not rocket science, man. I'll go this way, get that. I like to keep my points at the adjoining piece of tape. You know, if you want to get extra persnickety, you can cut it, but I usually just rip it off. If you want to put another piece in here, you can do that too. Kind of just make sure everything's staying pretty secure. That's up to you. All right. And then when you're done, you have this handy dandy little pocket that you can put your books and things in. So it works out pretty nice. Okay? Easy peasy.